Okay, so let me track this over to YouTube and see where we're at. It should be live.
Yeah, you're live.
Yeah. So where should I follow the chat? Should I follow it on YouTube or inside StreamYard? I don't know because it's both displaying the chat, but on this it's blinding me.
I'd follow it on
Nah,
YouTube.
huh?
I'd follow it on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Blazecast number 42, return of the one. I have my gaming analyst with me, Vic. So first off, Cassie Cage, I see you in chat. This is more of a preservation cast. You know what I mean? I think Blaze has been doing a really good job with the cast. This cast means a lot to Blaze. It really does. And I'd hate to see like his video that he uploaded earlier. I haven't talked to him. It just said Solidcast canceled indefinitely. Now, why he titled it that, I have no idea. Maybe he was looking for views. But bottom line, this cast means a lot to him. He's been staying up with it. He's been staying consistent. Just like I said, he even made a Merc line. Merc. I hate that word. Okay. See, so he did all that. So this shit means the world to Blaze. Don't let him fool you. This means a lot to him. And I know it does. So I want to keep it regularly scheduled for Wednesday. And then maybe we'll get some feedback from you guys and see where we go from here. So I told Blaze a little while ago that I need some time. I've been working 16-hour shifts. And so on my days off, I really don't feel like being in a podcast. So in October, my schedule's going to change. And Friday nights are going to be a no-go for me, like ever. I won't be able to do Friday nights. Saturday nights, I can do Saturday nights. So whatever time you guys are good with on Saturday nights, we can do. But you're going to have to let Blaze know. And, Blaze is going to have to get with me. Maybe not every week, but every other week I can be on the cast. But I like that he's staying consistent. I like that he's getting different guests. And from a successful podcast, and Vic will tell you this, you have to get different guests. You have to. Would you agree with that, Vic?
Yeah, it's good to get other opinions, other points of views.
Right. And as you guys say, you don't want to circle jerk. And see, listen, the older I get, the less tolerant I get of certain things. So if we get new guests in here and they start spouting off bullshit, dude, I'm not trying to argue about this nonsense. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to hear this dude's opinion. But Blaze wants this podcast to grow. And I'm sorry I'm long-winded here, but I'm really trying to stress that, okay? So donations absolutely still go to Blaze. I'll read your super chats. I'll do whatever. Merchandise still goes to Blaze. All that shit is all Blaze. This is his baby, and I want to keep it alive for him. So hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. So you guys hit up the comments after the podcast. When's a good time for Saturday night? If Blaze can't do Saturday night for whatever reason, it's going to have to be on Friday night, and he's just going to have to carry it. I think he's been doing good. When I stopped doing the podcast, the numbers dropped, but I feel like the numbers have been doing decent. Like he gets like 2-3K views. When I'm on, he gets like 4 or 5K views. That's not a huge difference. It's not a huge difference. For him to be getting 3K views on his channel with 4K subs, I feel like that's real good. That's real good progress. And it sucks because on Twitter, I hit up my guy that does my thumbnails. And I really wanted him to Photoshop a picture with like a little Blaze on my shoulder, or like me having Blaze on the bike and I'm the daddy pushing him. He's like a little kid, like a little baby with like little baby feet sticking out with Blaze's face. But he never hit me back. I feel like that would have been awesome. He would have just changed it though. So Vic, what is going on, my man?
Shit. I got a last minute DM from Rev, said, "Hey, I'm trying to save Blaze's podcast." He put out a tweet that said it's canceled indefinitely, so I'm gonna run it tonight. Do you want to be on it? and it was like an hour and a half ago. But since it's
Yeah.
Rev, I said, yeah, no problem. I'll be there. I'll help you out.
Short notice. Short notice. So, yeah, where are we at? What do we want to talk about tonight? You think I got topics? Is that what you thought? Did you think I prepared for this shit? Like, really? We're talking about me. Where are we at on the topics? Now, first and foremost, we will talk about Modern Warfare 2. I don't got a whole lot to say. Vic hasn't played the beta, but we're gonna open up the floor to Vic in a second. Um, I feel like Modern Warfare 2, I feel like multiplayer in general for Call of Duty is just it's just stale. It's the same old thing. I really don't know what else they can do differently. But I played the beta. It feels just like 2019 to me. I feel like there's way too many avenues to get shot in the back. I feel like this is the most I've been shot in my back. GTA leaks. Okay, we'll talk about that next. Um, there's just too much back shotting. There's too many places for people to hide.
Bro,
There's too many places for people to set up shop. What's up?
you got to stop using that phrase, bro.
What?
Backshotting.
Why?
Because it means something else on the internet.
What does it mean?
Just Google backshots.
I'm good. From your tone and from what you're saying. Okay,
I
so how else should I word this, Vic?
just say I'm getting shot in the back more than I've ever been shot in the back
Okay,
in
I'm
Call of
getting
Duty.
tired of getting shot in my back. Period.
You can't jump on the internet and say I'm tired of these back shots.
I've honestly never even thought that was like a sexual term. Like that's what it means, right? Like getting hit in the ass. Is that where we're going
It's
with
getting hit
this?
from the back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is the
yeah.
chat familiar with this? Like, am I just this old?
I'm sure a lot of people in this chat are familiar with it.
I messaged a guy. Well, I commented to a guy. His name's New Yokio. I don't know if you guys follow him or not. Young guy, up and comer YouTuber, and three quarters of the shit he retweets, I have no clue what he's talking about. No clue. So I'm very out of date when it comes to the new terminology and shit like that. Like Vic, I'm getting old, dude. I'm getting real old.
I'm right there with you.
But back to the prison slang. I don't know about all that. Back to the point at hand. I feel like the old Call of Duties, Modern Warfare 2, the old Modern Warfare 2, I feel like that was the glory days. And just every Call of Duty multiplayer afterwards has just felt like trash to me. 2019 felt like the most campy Call of Duty I've played in a long time. And you know, I skip Vanguard altogether.
Yeah.
But a lot of it has to do with me sucking. Like if you watched my live stream of Modern Warfare 2, I suck. There's no other way around it. My reflexes are off. My map awareness is way off. The radar seemed off. Like I'm sitting there waiting for red dots and they never came. So I'm just like, what? You know, so.
Yeah, and I can explain that to you when you're done
Okay,
with
hit
your...
me. You open it up, Vic.
So the reason why you don't see red dots is because Infinity Ward specifically, they're the only dev out of the three that do this. If you fire a gun that doesn't have a silencer, you don't show up on the minimap. The only time you ever show up on the minimap is if a UAV is up and you don't have Ghost. That was a change they made in Modern Warfare 2019. And then in Cold War, they didn't do it. And in Vanguard, they didn't do it. And then for this one, they brought that back, which everybody hates it. But they specifically commented on that yesterday. And they said, we don't want players to be penalized for shooting their gun, which makes zero sense because there's silencers in the game that keep you off the radar when you shoot your gun. But there's actually been like a big uproar on Twitter about that over the last 24 hours.
So they're not listening to the community at all.
No, and it has a lot of people frustrated because their whole tagline going into Modern Warfare 2 was, we want to make it fun for every playstyle. But if you look at a lot of the changes they made, and this is going to get real technical, so like the average person's not going to really care or understand it, but like a lot of the changes they made make it very difficult for one particular play style, which is the one me and you use, right? We like to flank, we
Running,
like to
gunning.
rush, right?
Right.
But if you look at the changes they made, it makes it very difficult specifically for that play style, right? When you run, your footsteps are super loud. There's no perk to make it quiet. What else? Like the sprint to fire time. Like if you're sprinting and you need to get your gun up, it's very slow. It's even slower than 2019. If you want to strafe left to right, it's slow. The time to kill is incredibly low. So it's like, say, if you hit a corner, you want to shoot someone. If they're already aiming down the sight and you die
You're
in 2 or
done.
3 bullets, you're done.
You're
So
done.
it's like,
Yeah.
and now people can hide in one spot, aim down sight, and you will never see them if they have ghost or you know what I mean. Even if you, unless you have a UAV up. So it's like every decision they made, like made it an incentive to not rush. But I think it's because the data they have shows that like casual players, the players they're trying to retain, the players who spend a lot of money, um, they get slapped up by those players, right? So they're trying to even the playing field, make every gun fight like a slot machine. Maybe you are trash, but if you can hide in the corner and have your gun up, even if the guy's better than you, it gives you a high chance of like getting a kill, right?
Right. No, I get that. It just sucks. You know what I mean? It sucks. Like Modern Warfare 2, the original, I feel like that was balls to the wall, dude.
It was.
Constantly. Yeah, you got shot in the back, but nothing like this.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. All the gameplay mechanics like really slow the game down. Like stuff like reload canceling, you can't do it anymore. You can't shoot and slide at the same time. Like everything that aggressive players do, they've kind of toned it down or taken it away. And I think it's just because they want to retain like lower skilled players, right? Because whether you like it or not, the 95% of the Call of Duty community is like below average players. They're trying to keep as many of those people as they can. So they're trying to design a game where it doesn't deter them from to keep playing it, right? It's not like before.
Right.
Like when we started playing Call of Duty, I wasn't good. I got slapped around a lot, and I just got better as I learned. But now it's like people get slapped around, and they're like, "No, I don't want to play this," and they just drop the game completely. So to mitigate that, they're making it a game where like even low skilled players can go 10 and 10 and feel okay.
Yeah, that
Map
makes
design,
sense.
the map design is the same way, right? You notice like the maps are all bigger because they need areas to spawn like bad players into where they're not getting spawn trapped, right? It's I don't know. Every decision they made, it caters towards lower skilled players.
Yeah, see, you're super insightful when it comes to shit like that. See, I miss a lot of that. So what's the purpose of the third person mode ADSing, like in Ghost Recon Wildlands? Why?
It could be a number of things, but honestly, I think in play test that probably was more fun to like a casual player because if you ask a person who plays third person games like competitively in any kind of way, nobody plays third person games to aim down sight into first person. That's not what third person games are, right? Even the original Modern Warfare 2, you didn't do that. The only gun that did that was a sniper. Every other third person game, if you ADS, it's a secondary button press to go into first person, right? So maybe you'll hold the right trigger and you'll click the stick and you'll go into first person. But this instantaneous, like moving in third person, but aiming in first person, it's just, if I had to take an educated guess, it's to get casual players to play that mode. But I don't see if they keep it that way, I don't know how successful it will be.
Yeah. Cassie Cage says to bait you on skins more effectively. I absolutely think that definitely has
Well,
something
one
to do
million
with it.
percent. That's why they brought third
Yeah.
person back.
Yeah.
We were talking about
Because
this
let's be
before.
honest, skins, they just don't have the same effect in first person. You know what I mean? You can't even see your guy.
Yeah, you can see your hands. That's it.
Right. Um, where are we at? Tyler Man, Rev Hosting. Gotta show some love. $10 donation for Blaze 4K. Appreciate you, my man. Um, so I mean that's really all I got to say about Modern Warfare 2, man. You got any closing thoughts on it? You're gonna buy it?
No, I'm gonna play the beta. I got the early access beta code. I'm gonna play it for the next few days. With the way
What
the
if you
third
like it?
person, I don't see myself liking it because all the stuff I didn't like about Modern Warfare 2019, they made it worse in this game. So
Right.
like you see me, we play, and I do good, and I'm like, bro, this game sucks, and you're always like, bro, you're doing so good. How could you say like you're not having a good time? But like, if I gotta play a certain way to do well, like a specific way, it's not fun to me. I don't want to like hold my ADS around every corner and bunny hop and like play super scared. You know what I mean? It's just not fun.
I hear you. Like I hear the words coming out of your mouth, but at the same time, I don't hear you because see, me and you play, and people, this is 100% accurate. Okay, me and Vic will play, and I've watched his gameplay. Like Vic is good to me. He's definitely faster than me. He definitely acquires his target more efficiently than I do. But like, I feel like just my map awareness has to be trash because when I play, I'll get 10 kills in 25 deaths. Vic will have 30 kills, 30 plus kills in like 6 deaths. And he's like, bro, this game sucks. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I get what you're saying about having to adjust your playstyle, but if I was rocking 30 and 6, I feel like I'd be having a pretty good time. You know what I mean? And every time I see you, you're running. So you say you got to slow down, but whenever I see your character, you're hauling ass, and I try to keep up with you, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna follow Vic. I get shot in my back, and then boom, you're gone. So it doesn't seem like that's what's happening.
It's still like I still play as fast as I can, but I can't play as fast as I would want to play. I do a lot of shit that I wouldn't normally do because you have to check every little angle. And because they added mounting into the game in 2019, everything is a head glitch now. Every wall, every box, you got to check so many things. And it's like, bro, when I play games, I'm just trying to chill. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to pretend like there's $100,000 on the line every time I jump into like a public match. But that's what it feels like because everybody is using the best gun, hiding in a corner, mounted on a wall that for some reason gives you zero recoil. It's like, bro, I don't want to do this
I
over and
know
over.
you saw mounting's back.
Yeah, it's not enjoyable
What?
because like games are supposed to be things that we do to just chill, right? I don't want to be like on high alert all the time while I'm playing a game.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that, dude.
But
Trust
they
me,
make
and
it
that's
so. Go ahead.
no. You go ahead.
I was gonna say they just make it essentially what they're trying to do with all these design decisions is they're trying to compress the skill gap as much as they can so that the good players do good enough and the bad players do at least marginally better than they would have done, right? Because they need those players. That's the bulk of the fan base. But it's like it's not fun, man. Especially with like the skill-based matchmaking thing, you can go on, like say if you haven't played for a week, you can go on in your first couple of games, it's like normal lobbies. It's mixed, good players, bad players. You do good in those first two games, and then for the next 2 hours or however long you play, you're playing against fucking COD champ. It's like COD champs. You know what I mean? Everybody's bunny hopping, slide canceling. They got the best weapons. You're getting shot from angles you never seen. It's like, bro, this is not fun. Call of
I
Duty used to
know,
be fun because it was casual. You know what I mean? Nothing about it is casual anymore. It's I don't know.
but they're catering to the casual audience.
Yeah, but they're catering to like a low skill casual audience that you and me will never see. Right? They group all those people together and we're stuck in different lobbies. It's a completely different game. If you watch like lower skilled players lobbies, it's a completely different game. And then when
Well,
you
okay. How come I'm not getting good lobbies then? Because I've been getting trashed. Vic, listen to me.
Bro, because you think that you're horrible, but you're not horrible. I've seen you play. You're an above average player,
Did
right?
you watch my last stream? I'm
Yeah.
horrible. I got last place several times.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things,
Negative.
but I try to explain to you. Okay, you were playing on the day before it was even open for PlayStation. So you were playing on the day when it was closed PS5 beta, which is literally the sweatiest players that you could ever play against. Everybody in there was like the people that used to go to the midnight launch, bro, with the Call of Duty hoodie on. Those are the
The,
guys you were playing.
the
Everybody got a
degenerate,
scuff.
right?
You know what I mean? Everybody's
I
snorting
used to
G.
do that.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
snorting G Fuel, bro. They got their headphones turned to 150%. Like you were in the thick of it. So I don't know. I feel like you would have more fun once the actual game comes out and there's more people playing, like more casual people too. But it always is going to affect you negatively because when you do well, it's going to throw you right back into those lobbies with the players that are, doing everything they can. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're Like their lives depend on the shit.
Yeah. That's why my daughter got real frustrated with Fortnite. Blaze 4K, what is going on, brother? So I'm running your podcast for you, doing a much better job than you could ever do. So what I want you to do is I want you to sit back. I want you to take notes. Okay. I want you to remember that one day, if you practice and if you try real hard, you might be a quarter as good as me. A quarter, maybe, with a lot of effort. But see, this is the thing, Blaze. This is the thing, Blaze. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you're watching. I hope you're paying attention, okay? I don't want you to be like me. I caught the ass end of one of your podcasts. Can I say that, Vic? Ass end? That there's no gay terminology there, right?
No.
Okay. I caught the ass end of one of your podcasts, and you were saying that you don't want to deal with the fake people. Okay? Blaze, listen. There's only one me, okay? You can't be like me. You have to go beyond that. Okay. You can't be stubborn like me. And I'm stubborn. I'm absolutely 100% stubborn. My channel has been stuck at where it's stuck at because of me and me alone. You have to grow. So, in order to grow, you have to think outside the box. Okay. You have to brush elbows with these people. Forget about if they're fake or not. It's, are they entertaining? Will they entertain your audience? Will they bring quality content to your audience? There's nothing that you don't got to sign a contract with these people. You don't got to be friends with these people. Have them on the cast. If they're good, have them back on the cast. There's nothing saying you got to DM these people. You got to be friends with these people. You got to be in the Discord with these people, like you and your boy Strictly, 10 hours a day talking about God knows what you guys talk about. What is it? Backshotting. But you ain't got to do all that with them. You just got to have them on the cast. If they're entertaining, bring them back. If they're not entertaining, get rid of them. Plain and simple. And see, guys, this is one thing you have to remember. With a podcast, this is very complicated. And this is something I was conflicted with. So me, I like to keep people that I'm cool with. And I'm going to use Gotti as an example. I think Gotti was very entertaining when we talk one-on-one. I talked to Gotti. Gotti's a cool cat. I had Gotti on a podcast. I had him on a couple podcasts, and he just wasn't bringing it. I may have talked to you guys about this before, and Gotti's probably going to hear this. Gotti, nothing but love for you, man. On the podcast, he was borderline trash. He was super quiet. He wasn't talking. He wasn't entertaining. So I kind of just phased him out. I felt bad about it, but at the same time, it's like I got to think about what's good for the podcast. And I know Gotti felt some type of way about it. And I felt some type of way about it because it's like, you know what? That kind of sucks. That sucks. So you kind of have to put all that to the side, Blaze, and you got to do what's best for your podcast if you want your podcast to grow. So you got to tell your people straight up, listen, dude, I love you. You're my boy, but you're just not bringing it. You know what I mean? I'll have you on from time to time, but I just can't do every time shows with you. Something like that. This is how you grow, in my opinion. Vic, what do you think about this?
I agree with you. That's why Rev kicked me off the podcast.
That is not why I kicked you off. I didn't kick you off the podcast. I didn't kick Gotti off the podcast. I just took a break from Gotti. And I know he took it personally. And you know what? Maybe it wasn't fair. Maybe I should have given him more time. That's a possibility. I should have, because I know people get nervous. People, I know I come across like this, this alpha male dude. You know what I mean? I get nervous on podcasts. I really do. I don't want to say I get nervous. I get anxiety. I get high anxiety. Like I was just talking to Vic before we fired up the camera. I said, dude, I need a beer. So I went in there, opened up the fridge. You guys are dicks. I opened up the fridge. There's no beer. So it's like, damn, man, I need something to loosen me up. And not in that kind of way. Now, see, Vic, now you got me paranoid on all these,
bro.
These terms,
I mean, I didn't even think about.
Oh yeah, you want to be loosened up, Rev? Come on, bro. No, nothing like that. I need something to relieve the pressure. Now, as we're talking and everything like that, yes, I lighten up. But when we first start, dude, my anxiety's high. It's super high. I'm feeling better now. But when we first fired this up, dude, my stomach's in knots. And it doesn't matter how many times I do it. Like if you put me on a stage in front of like a huge crowd, people, That shit that eats me up. That's hard to do. I think that takes a special kind of person to be able to do that on a steady basis and then conduct yourself professionally and being funny. Like stand-up comedians, that's a different kind of talent right there, man. That is tough. You got to make these people laugh and you got to be comfortable. That's tough to do.
Yeah.
Super tough. But anyways, Blaze, that's my advice to you, my man. I think you've been doing a great job. I think you need to stay consistent. And I think you need to do what's best for the podcast because at the end of the day, these people support you. These people have supported you. They've been awesome on your podcast. And you have to do what's best for them. You have to keep on who's going to be the most entertaining, who you're going to have the most chemistry with. And that's that. But anyways, let's switch gears here. Let's go to Grand Theft Auto 6 leak. Vic, I want you to take this. Hit me. I mean, just your thoughts in general. I mean, I get it, dude. There may not be a whole lot to talk about.
My initial thoughts were, there's no way it's real. Like a company, like the devs that make GTA 6, there's no way, right? They would have a slip up like that. That's like some Naughty Dog shit. And then I saw that it was real, and I was surprised for a few different reasons. One, that it actually happened, and two, how stupid everybody on Twitter was. Like they saw this like development footage where they're like testing individual mechanics that don't have assets. There's like no artwork, right? It's an early development title. And they were like, "Oh, this looks terrible." And I was like, "Bro, let me get off of Twitter before I say something. Before I'm real mean." But like all video games look like that in early development, right? There's no assets, there's no artwork. They're just testing tiny individual mechanics, right? So that was my initial impressions, but I was just happy that there's proof that the game is actually in development, that we're gonna get it one day, right? Because we've never seen it. We got one tweet about it confirming that it was in development, and that was it. But from what I saw, looked cool. It looked like early development footage. One of the main characters, the female, she looked real good. I was happy that they made like a female that wasn't like all toned down. Like it looked like a normal female. You know what I mean?
She looks a little bit. She looks a little bit better than normal.
I'm from California. I see those girls all the time.
Yeah. True that. I'm in freaking Florida, dude. So I see a lot. I see a lot of garbage. Like if I go to Super Walmart past midnight, dude,
bro,
welcome to hell.
Yeah, I mean,
it's bad.
If I go to Super Walmart past 12, it looks like there's not much to look at in there either, bro. I think that's a Super Walmart thing.
Yeah, I hear you. But so before we fired it up, I did go over some shit with Vic. I hate that I'm admitting this, but I was like, okay, we can talk about Modern Warfare 2. We can talk about GTA 6. Vic tells me that apparently there was a leak with the leaks of this female GTA character who looks quite nice, naked. And I said, whoa, hold on. He's like, yeah, bro, you didn't see. I said, no, I didn't see that. Send it to me. Oh, bro, I don't have it. You don't. So let me see if I can get this straight. We're boys. We talk every single day. You get a leak of this chick naked and you don't think to send it to me?
So,
like,
without putting too much details out there, I saw it. My first instinct was to send it to you, but you weren't available that day.
Okay.
So I didn't. I was like, this is not a good time.
I got you.
But yeah, there was a leak. It was just a character model. Like I'm saying, they test everything, right? There was a character model leak, and the character didn't have no clothes on. It was just a character from the back. And all I thought was, man,
the only angle we need, brother.
I was like, graphics have gone a long way, even in development footage. I was glad that they did the character justice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So do you think they're going to change her? That's my fear. I feel like they're going to change her.
I mean, you never know because you don't know when that footage was actually taken, right? That footage could be from any time. You know what I mean? And those could also be placeholder models. We don't know if those are the official models of the characters themselves, right? It could be a placeholder NPC model. be a bunch of stuff. So I hope not. Someone said like I forgot it was something on Twitter about some LinkedIn thing about the actual actress who's going to play the character, and she looked good. So hopefully that's true. I hope they don't change it. I hope they don't tone it down. I just hope that I don't know, they want to represent all women, right? That's the whole point of this. There are women that look good. It's okay to put good-looking women in games.
I agree 100%.
And if there's a
Yeah.
developer that's going to do that, I think Naughty Dog will do that without apologizing for it.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope so. That showed promise because I really wasn't expecting that. I was expecting something along the lines of Saints Row. You know what I mean? Saints Row and maybe a little bit of Abby thrown in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know,
I mean,
man.
there's just no telling. There's just no telling nowadays. You
There's
know what I
not.
mean? So, Blaze, where you at, man? Are you getting off at 10 o'clock? Are you going to jump in here? What's the deal? Because I was planning on running this for an hour. Where else are we at? So is that it? Is that all you got on GTA 6?
Yeah, I mean I just was happy that it was in development. I think it's a Rockstar game. I think it's going to be very high quality. All their games are high quality from what I've played. Um, one thing I thought that was pretty impressive were the physics of the clothes. Like there was like one clip where the chick was like strafing left and right shooting a gun and her clothes were moving like with momentum. And I thought that was impressive, but that's all you could really take from like early development footage.
Right. Yeah. So is it your most anticipated? I think it's your most anticipated.
It's definitely one of yeah, I mean, I've beaten GTA 5 I don't know how many times now. And there's nothing out that has that level of quality or that level of detail or replayability. So yeah, if we
Yeah.
get like at least I don't even need the date. I just need the release year. Just let me know what year it's coming out, and it'll be my most anticipated for that year.
Dude, it's hard for me to care about anything that's a year out. You know what I mean? I feel like a year is too far.
Yeah, but think
Don't even
about
tell me about it. I don't even want to hear about it if it's past a year. You know what I mean?
yeah, I feel
It's
you.
hard for me to get excited for that. I could be dead by then. You know what I mean? I know that's super negative, but I just can't help it. Okay, so let's shift gears here. Oh, actually, you know what? Before we do, let's talk about the movement. Vic. Okay, Cassie, I'm gonna check it right now. Vic, they got to do something with the movement, man. GTA movement sucks. Red Dead 2 movement sucked. Listen,
They
Luke, Red Dead 2 is my game. I love the game. GTA 5, I love it. But good God, man, can we get some better movement for crying out loud?
Yeah, and Red Dead movement was much worse than GTA 5 movement. They added all kinds of momentum and like stuff when you change direction. It was like really delayed. It was really realistic, but it's like I'm not playing these games for realism. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just playing it to have fun. So GTA, the biggest thing was you couldn't swap shoulders while you were shooting. That was a big issue. But I think they've learned from that. They had like little gameplay segments in that development footage, and the movement looked more fluid. But we won't know until we get our hands on it.
Right. Could you not switch shoulders in GTA 5?
No, you couldn't.
Oh my
Do you
God.
remember? Okay, we played one mission on GTA Online where we were robbing that bank, and all the SWAT members were coming down the stairs, and we couldn't shoot them because we couldn't change shoulders. Remember? And we were looking through all the key mapping, and there was no button. I've never
Oh
found a button to
wow.
swap shoulders, bro.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, and
That's
we were like,
terrible.
bro, this is trash, and then we turned it off. Because the shooting feels
Wow.
good, the weapons are awesome, but the movement feels weird, and the fact that you can't swap shoulders makes it very difficult to do certain stuff. You got to put yourself in harm's way to even get shots off. It wasn't very good.
And I need enhanced bullet damage, just for the record. I need Red Dead 2 bullet damage. I
They ain't
need
gonna
it.
they ain't gonna put that in GTA 6, I don't think.
Vic, why are you saying this? Why? Why would they not do that?
Because you know how I mean, GTA is gonna be huge, right? But the biggest component is gonna be the online, and I don't think that they'll put that kind of stuff in the online either, like at all.
It's in Red Dead 2 online?
Yeah, but nobody plays that.
Dude, I couldn't get into it,
Bro,
man.
Red Dead Red Dead 2 online was dead in like 4 weeks. But
I
like
can't believe
GTA,
GTA 5 is still going.
bro, GTA 6. I mean, GTA 6 is gonna do crazy numbers, but GTA 5 has done a lot of numbers, especially the online component. And that component, it's international and it's like a younger audience too than Red Dead's audience. So I don't see them putting that level of damn. I would love it, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Right. Okay, hold on. I think we got Blaze coming to the show real quick.
He's driving home. He's gonna be on the phone.
If I can figure this shit out. Listen, I've never used StreamYard. I had to get Vic in here like 30 minutes before. Oh my goodness. Bear with me, please, people. Bear with me. So give me some small talk, Vic. We don't want dead air.
We'll talk about, bro.
No dead air.
You
Where we
invited
at? How
me.
about
You invited me an hour before the podcast. We talked for 10 minutes about what should we talk about. No. I hope they fix that Modern Warfare 2 third person mode, because if I was to buy the game, that would be what it would be for. I have no desire to really play the first person mode. I want to play the campaign, but I'm not dropping 70 for it.
you know what's killing me? It's the fact that I know I didn't buy COD last year, so now I got this hole burning in my pocket saying, dude, you deserve. You know what I mean? But I know I'm gonna hate it. I know I'm not gonna play the multiplayer. So it's just like, I don't know.
But the thing is, you already have it through Game Share, so why buy it again?
Because my PlayStation controller doesn't have paddles. I feel like I'm handicapped without my paddles.
Bro,
I know that sounds retarded. Dude, I need my paddles.
bro, the paddles are not going to make that game more fun for you. I promise.
They're not.
You're going to
They're
have
not.
paddles.
But that's what I'm telling myself.
You're going to slide around the corner with your paddle all excited and then realize you can't shoot your gun, and you're going to get shot by a dude laying on his balls in a bush, and you're going to be like, man, this game sucks. But I just spent 70 on it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not even going to look as good, right? It's going to look better in 4K on your TV than on your 1440p monitor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would play
that
I would play that campaign on PS5 and call it a day if I were you.
I need my computer. I need my keyboard and mouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, have fun with that, bro. It's not going to be a fun experience. COD is not a keyboard and mouse game. In War, okay, think about it like this. Your biggest advantage on PC is long engagements, right? Being able to switch from target to target on long distances with a mouse, right?
Right. And it drastically cuts down on recoil too, the mouse.
Yeah. But on small maps, well, relatively small maps in Call of Duty, that advantage is gone because now every engagement is not long, it's short, which heavily leans towards controller players because they have aim assist, right? So if you hit a corner, it's going to take you long to get on target, and they're just going to flick the stick and just spray you down. That's how it goes. Keyboard and mouse players don't really play Call of Duty multiplayer like that. It's just not built for them. It's not a fair fight. And Warzone is free, so you might as well just play Warzone.
No, dude. No. I can't do Warzone. I can't do Battle Royale no more.
No, but I'm saying if you want to get your keyboard and mouse fix, play Warzone. It's the same mechanics, it's going to be the same engine, and then just play multiplayer on your PS5.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not going to be able to. Dude, you know I'm going to have to buy it. You know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen, dude? I'm going to buy it for the Xbox and I'm going to buy it for the PC, and I'm going to regret it. I know I'm going to regret it, but I'm going to do it anyways because I skipped out on Vanguard. That's why.
There's somebody.
You know what? I might beat the campaign. What if the campaign's awesome? Then I'll just beat it on PC. I'll beat it on Xbox, and I'll feel like I got my money's worth. I know that doesn't make any sense, but desperate times calls for desperate measures. There ain't nothing else coming out anytime soon.
God of War.
It's a month away.
That's not that far.
Dude, that's far. That's far. Oh, God of War. What would we think of the God of War trailer? I thought it looked good. I wasn't like, oh my God, on the edge of my seat, but it definitely looks good.
I thought it looked good. I mean, I'm not hyped for it because I don't have nothing to play it on, but it looks cool. I think it's gonna be a good game.
This automatically worked. Okay, here we go. Hold on, Blaze is here.
Yo, what's
Here we
up?
go.
What's up?
What's up? What's
What's
up,
up?
Blaze? You
Yo,
made it.
Sony, baby. Look, Rev, not for nothing, man. You my boy, but I don't like the way you running my cast right now. Okay.
What's the problem?
You know, you come in here and you're saying I'm never gonna be even half as good as you, no matter what I do, no matter the work I put in. And so I had to come through and I had to take this shit back over. I'm just saying, bro. But yo, what's good, everyone in the chat? Look, I have to come clean on something with y'all, both Rev, BitCloud Gaming, everybody, the chat as well. Look, you know, I got laid off, you know, that's facts. But what I didn't admit and what I've been hiding this whole time, that I'm really on, Blaze Pizza, I own that shit. I'm just saying, this whole time I've been pretending, I've been hiding it, but now all these these pizzerias, I'm gonna rename them to Blaze 4K Pizza because I'm finally coming out, and I'm just gonna be honest with y'all from now on. I promise.
I've been waiting for you to come out for like 2 years, bro. Congratulations.
Yeah,
What is Blaze Pizza?
Oh, it's a West Coast thing, I think.
How you gonna disrespect me like this, bro?
I've never heard of it.
The best pizza you gonna get. Period. Look,
that's a real place. That's a legit place. Blaze Pizza.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
How don't you know about my shit, bro? Like we was homies. What happened?
I don't know. Never heard of it. So okay, so Blaze, since you want to run the cast, hit us with some topics.
So I know everyone in the chat was thinking I was gonna finally come out and admit that that I'm not black from the waist down, but that's still facts, bro. I didn't lie about that one, I promise. But yeah, this whole modern warfare thing. Look, everyone is crying about it. The shit, all right, it's Call of Duty at this point. We know what we're gonna get. We gonna just let it be what it is at this point. And there's no competitor, So look, as long as it's exclusive rights, marketing rights to Sony, baby, it's all good. I'm gonna simp for it. Like that's just what it is, So straight up, you already know where I stand on that.
So now, speaking of, we have Cassie Cage in the podcast. Cassie, I was kind of wanting you to come on like the entire time so we could have you on, but you did just open up a topic for me. Speaking of, what are your thoughts on this whole Call of Duty exclusivity thing to Xbox? Like, in my opinion, there's no way that shit's going to happen. If it does happen, it's going to be years from now. Literally years, like 3 minimum.
Let's be real now. When it comes to Game Pass doesn't sustain itself. I mean, wouldn't it be hilarious if it's PlayStation gamers that fund Game Pass by buying Call of Duty? That's the way I see it. Like, to take it away from PlayStation is just foolish. You're leaving money on the table. Just let it be what it is.
That's why I don't see it happening.
Yeah, just let it be what it is. Like, it's good the way it is, and PlayStation people, if they want it, they'll pay the $70 for it. They've proven that already. So I don't
from
see...
what I've read, PlayStation's the biggest audience. That's where they sell the most.
Oh yeah, right? Definitely. Yeah. Oh yeah, like the whole Call of Duty PlayStation collab has, I think that's really boosted the PS4 last generation. So, and that's on both ends of the spectrum. It's not just Call of Duty. It's not just PlayStation. I think that worked hand in hand in putting PlayStation 4 in the forefront last generation. So why mess up a good thing that Microsoft would be screwing themselves? It's like at some point you got to be profitable, right?
Yeah, that's how I feel. Where you at on this, Vic? I'm sure you're of the same opinion. I mean, I don't know. There's no telling.
About which part specifically?
About Xbox making Call of Duty exclusive.
I don't think they'd actually do it. I saw the exchange between like the heads of PlayStation, and they're putting all the business out there, and they're like, oh, they gave us like a few more years. But like realistically, you don't spend billions of dollars on Activision to acquire that portfolio and then take the biggest grossing title from that portfolio and then cut the biggest console platform out, right? That's not how you get the money back.
Right.
If anything, they would be like telling them, hey, in 3 years, we'll do this for at least 3 years. When 3 years comes, what will realistically happen is they're going to put the squeeze on Sony and be like, hey, we're going to leave it, but we need to rediscuss and renegotiate the how the revenue is going to be split, right? You're going to get a smaller percentage and we're going to get a bigger piece, and that way you'll be able to keep it on your platform. But they wouldn't outright just take it off play. It doesn't make sense. Business wise, it makes 0 sense. They would lose way too much money. But Microsoft prints money. That's what they're good at. Yeah, I mean, they got money to burn, but I don't think that they would do that. They're too smart of a business wise to do that.
$70 billion. $70 billion. And I read something the other day that they're still looking to acquire more. It's like, dude, will you just freaking nurture your studios that you already have and give us some gosh damn games?
But they can't.
It's concerning.
You know?
It's concerning because we've seen, like, the film industry, for example, like, there's not many production studios out there that aren't owned by the big 4 companies that run the film industry. And look where that's gotten us. Like, in my opinion, like, for me personally, you have to drag me to the movie theaters now.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's bad. So
bad.
we've seen.
Did you watch Love and Thunder?
Fuck no, bro. And waste my time.
You didn't watch it?
Oh no, dude.
Cassie, you gotta watch it. Just for the sheer sight of how bad it is. Like, listen, I went in thinking it was going to be bad. Like, I'm like, you know what? It's going to be bad. Whatever. I'm good. It was so bad that I'm sitting there going, wow. Like, I prepared myself and I'm still shocked.
You know what it is?
How bad it is.
I have such vitriol for that film because I used to read the comic books like I'd say about 8 years ago. What made me stop buying comic books was shit like Jane Foster's Thor. Because even, you have to understand, they're taking the absolute worst source material. Like, Thor with Marvel has like 60 plus years of source material. They're choosing to take the absolute worst and now make film with it. And that's for multiple things, not just this film, but like stuff like Miss Marvel. Like, it's just terrible, even the source material. So it's like, I resent it because that used to be a hobby I was into. Now you won't catch me buying comics, period. And it's reflective on these films. I used to watch the films. I don't watch them anymore. Can't do it.
Yeah, films. But I feel like it's this way across the board. I never was really into comics. Actually, you know what? That's not true. I bought some Terminator versus RoboCop comics.
Ooh,
was that a thing? That was I actually was into that back in the day. But that's like the only comics I was ever into because I'm a big Terminator fan. I'm a big RoboCop fan. But outside of that, films, games, just media in general, I feel like it's just going down the toilet. It's
consolidation isn't going to make that better. We've seen this play out in other forms of entertainment. And look, I mean, it's cool that Microsoft's building up their studios. I hope that they get their management together because they have some games like for example, I love Obsidian. They make some amazing RPGs, but you got Obsidian making shit like Grounded and this side scroller game, and it's like, where is Avowed? Where is the Outer Worlds 2? Like, why is it that y'all are tone deaf to what like RPG fans like me want? Why does what's this shit Bethesda's working on? Why does Starfield look kind of like late PS3 360 gen? Like, these are just honest questions that I have. Like, Microsoft, they have the money, they have the power. I think that they could do great things, but I think that with management, there's some form of disconnect there because I don't think we're getting the things that Microsoft is truly capable of. Like Halo Infinite, it's like I uninstalled it. I can't play it. It's like how many times you gone done goof? And now they're making changes, and it's like, okay, but we're 4 games deep at 343, and it took you this long to decide to change something around. Like, why are they so tone deaf?
I think it's all toward, like, me and Vic were talking about this. It's all about like, granted, yes, they make these games to make money. That goes without saying. But it's like it's the monetization. Vic, we were talking about Fortnite, and we don't have to get into the little things. You were saying that Fortnite's done some good things for gaming, and this was one of my concerns about it. And you can talk about that, what you thought it did that's good for gaming, and I'm not going to debate you on that. My only concern is I feel like other companies want to duplicate this same process. They want to duplicate this same success. Now, granted, they're not going to be as successful as Fortnite, but it's like I feel like that's why we get games like Grounded or Sea of Thieves. And just the focus on multiplayer instead of single player. And yes, you made a good point. We're getting Callisto, we're getting remakes, which I love, you love, but a lot of people ain't even that much into the remakes. Like they want new single player experiences. We're getting God of War. I just feel like, and you've talked about this with Game Pass, games as a service, online multiplayer games. I feel like that's the future. Cloud gaming is the future, and single player is just going to go away.
Yeah, when we talked about it, I don't disagree that the trend has obviously been for the worse, but I don't think Fortnite is the biggest like component of that, right? Because if you look at the games that made single player games worse, it's been the push towards co-op games as a service games that ruined experiences and added artificial grind and a shit ton of microtransactions, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we spoke, I think that Fortnite, two of the best things that Fortnite did was one, they pretended to flip a switch on accident to allow crossplay. That forced the hands because at the time Fortnite was the hottest shit. So that forced the hands of two companies that don't get along to just say, fuck it, let's turn crossplay on for like a lot of AAA games. So that was the first thing. The second thing is before Fortnite became popular, the monetization methods used in games that me and you liked were super predatory and essentially gambling for children. When we played Advanced Warfare, they hid weapon variants inside loot crates. You could play for 2 hours and you get like 3 loot crates, and they're common loot crates. They give you like a 0.01% chance to get anything decent. I put 100 hours into Advanced Warfare, never got any of the variants that were the best in the game. It's predatory because you're playing at a disadvantage and they want you to spend money on better versions of those loot crates so you have a higher chance to get those weapons. Now, I don't think Fortnite skins, even though they come in a little bundle, you get a bunch of shit, should be $20. But at least now, you know exactly what you're getting and how much you have to spend. There are people who spent thousands of dollars on loot crates and never got shit they wanted. That to me is way worse. And
Yeah.
it's like gambling for kids. I was always against that, and I never bought a fucking loot crate in my life. The whole time they were so bad and so predatory that they were outlawed overseas in some other countries.
Yeah.
Right? It was so bad it killed all the hype for Battlefront 2 because their whole progression system was built around some bullshit loot boxes. So now what we have, is it awesome to spend $20 on a Fortnite bundle? No, not really. Boy, it's a shit ton better than, hey, let me buy this crate. I don't know what the fuck is in it, and I might get something. If I don't want to buy it, I have to play for 5 hours to get 2 of them. You know what I mean? It's better.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So are loot crates gone? That's
Yeah,
it? They're done?
I haven't seen loot crates in the game in a long time, especially when they started outlawing them overseas because it's like you're losing a whole market of monetization, right? If you can't put them in games and put those games overseas so they can use them, what's the point of putting them in the game? So that's why you're seeing a lot of people copying the model of Fortnite, right? You get a battle pass. There's two. There's a free battle pass. You earn like some common bullshit as you play, or if you pay $10, you get access to the better shit that's in the battle pass as you play. If you want to buy bundles, you know exactly what's in it and exactly how much it costs, and you get to decide whether you want to buy it or not. So I feel like that's a good change in my opinion. And the crossplay thing has been awesome. So I think those are some positive changes Fortnite made. Even though I'm not a fan of Fortnite the game, I can recognize that because of, and I don't even think Fortnite did it out of the kindness of their heart. They did it because they saw where the trend was going, right? They're like, oh, we can make money. If people can play with people on other platforms, we're going to get more people on the game, which means more money for us, right? So I don't even think they did it for gamers. But shit,
Right.
I'm reaping
Yeah,
the
no.
I'm reaping the benefits.
Yeah. Fortnite does a lot of things right, and everyone tries to copy them and just fails miserably, it feels like.
Especially the events. Like Call of Duty tried to
Yeah.
copy the events, and Call of Duty's events are awful every single time.
Yo,
Yo, Skip Blaze.
What are you doing? Are you on the shitter?
no, I'm at my like last half an hour at work, and I'm just chilling. Can you hear me?
Well, okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get this straight. You're at your orientation. Is it your first day?
Third day.
It's your third day orientation, and you are able to be in the podcast. What job is this? Let me
Dude,
know so I can apply and get that same job.
Rev, I'm doing IT, man. Like I'm doing shit like that. They're just, it's an easy job. First of all, anyway, Rev, can I just say,
Yeah, I'm listening.
my heart warms to see you jump on the podcast and save your boy Blaze, and you too, Vic, because I know he hit you up last minute. I already like, I need somebody on the guest right now. You know what I mean? So, Rev, it really warms me, bro. I really appreciate it. Don't think I don't. I really appreciate your time, brother. And Cassie,
Don't
finally
forget
on the
we got
show.
your twin sister here.
Yes. Yeah, I was just about to say. When she pulled that off, I'm like, look at this. This is funny with the PlayStation bag, the hoodie, and everything. I'm like, wow. I'm pretty
I threw that
impressed with
shit
that.
together so fast.
That was pretty good. No, but Cassie, I know you've been asking for a while, but I'm like, no, I'm not getting you on until Rev is on the show. Like that's it. Like that's what I want, because I know Rev could get into some interesting topics. But anyway, Rev, I appreciate it, brother. And listen, I will not, and I cannot do podcasts with random people, man. I can't.
Yes, you can. Stop saying you can't. Blaze, you got to stop saying you can't. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. Are they
basically what you're
entertaining?
telling? All right, so you're telling me to think about what I feel like I'm selling out because they can make a few people laugh, or they're good on the mic.
How are you selling out?
That's how I feel, dude.
I didn't tell you to be friends with them. I told you don't be friends with them. Do they add to the podcast? How is that you selling out? Now, if you got a problem with their content, then yes, don't have them on. But if their content's fine and they're entertaining, put them on the cast. How is that selling out?
Because I have to be fake.
Why do you have to be fake? Why do you have to be fake?
Because I'm literally reaching out to someone that I would never reach out to, and now I'm doing a show with them. Like I feel like I'm dead ass. Like, that's how I feel. I feel like I'm fucking being fake just to get somebody on the show, and I feel like it's not that Rev. It's not that I'm trying to take the solid Rev model. It's just
Gosh, damn.
You know what I mean?
I kind of feel where Blaze is coming from, because it's like,
am I wrong here? Like,
because I'm really bad at asking people for stuff. Like, I avoid it at all costs. Like, it's just a part of my personality. I have such a hard time being like, hey, would you like to do this? If you can, I'd appreciate it. Like, I'm so bad at that. And at the end, I always default to Frank Sinatra. You got to do it your way, sort of deal. I mean, I think what's important is... Exactly.
Come on,
I mean, like, as long as you put in the work, man, I think that's what's most important.
Bro, you know I'm a guinea, bro.
Listen, Cassie, Blaze, I understand what you're saying. Okay? But they know your intention when you're messaging them. Okay? That's not being fake. Being fake is being nice to somebody that you do not care for. Not asking somebody that you do not like their content at all. They're trash. Like, you watch their videos and you cringe. And then, hey, can you come on the podcast? That's being fake. If you click on a channel and then you're like, you know what, this dude's kind of entertaining, and you ask him, how's that being fake? Now, like Cassie said, she doesn't like to ask. I understand that 100%. I don't like to ask anybody for anything. I'm that same way. But to say that's being fake, I feel like that's a bit of a stretch.
No, and the way you're putting it, like, hey, I actually click his channel, he has some decent content. I actually, you know what I mean? That's different. I'm no bigger or no better than anybody. I'm just, that's a whole different story. Me, following a guy on Twitter and liking his takes, or like, oh, I think this guy got some hot takes. That's totally different. I don't mind that. I have been reaching out. It's just, how many times can you go to in Colombia Black Bond? Like, how many times can you have a wedding Black Bond? Like, it's just like,
whoa, why are we throwing shade at Black Bond? I like Black Bond.
No. Bond has been on the show. Me and Bond are cool.
Bond's cool people.
He just
He's a
happened
bit
to fit.
he's a bit on the dorky side, but he's good people. I like Bond.
Bro, Bond is great. What I'm saying is like those excuses, like okay once, okay twice. It's like God damn, man. Like all right, and you, Rev.
So
it's like
you're saying
Yeah.
you don't want to keep reaching out to people who have been offered to come on the podcast but just couldn't make it.
no, I that irritates me, but that's not it. Like the way I'm saying is like I'm not gonna reach out to somebody that I think is a cornball, or I think is just being fake. You know how I like to say moving funny. Like, you see how they title and word shit and you see how they, I put the podcast is dead and definitely, I might have been reaching a little bit, but hey, views are down. Solid Rev hasn't been on an episode in fucking 10 weeks, gotta try shit. You're desperate times, you know what I mean?
But if you just recognize you use the same techniques, how can you be mad at them for that?
Dude,
Listen, at the end of the day, this is a business for a lot of people. A lot of people, this is their living. You know what I mean? This is how they make their money, or it's a good amount of their income. So that's why they sit there with their mouth open like they're ready to take a dick, because they need that money. I don't need the money. I do.
Me either.
I get some good revenue. But Blaze, you love the podcast. You're built for it. You're built for it. This is what you love to do. And you want a good following. So to build a good following, you got to be versatile. That's a skill. Joe Rogan is extremely versatile. He can adapt to any conversation. Dude, that is a skill. And if you can develop that, that's also going to help you in real life ventures.
He's like a social chameleon. It's crazy.
Dude, I really enjoy Joe Rogan. I really do.
Yeah,
I don't
Joe
agree
Rogan
with all the shit that he says.
But he's also interviewing some of the most, he's interviewing some pretty cool people at the same time. You know what I mean? I'm not saying everybody he interviews is going to be interesting, but a lot of them, you know what I mean? Like
and that's what you got to do. You got to find some cool people. I'm not saying you can find actors or anything like that, but can't you? Big Cloud has gotten actors, voice actors. You know what I mean? Some of them are pretty freaking lame, but he's gotten them nonetheless. You can do it. If Big Cloud can do it, you can do it.
Listen, is that the same guy that ran off my show to go see Buff Bagwell? Is that the same person?
Dude, I couldn't believe he did that.
Come on, baby.
That was crazy to me. That's selling out. I hope he's in here. That's being a sellout. Ditching your boys to go to the better guy. Or in your eyes, the better guy.
Right.
Yeah, that's lame. That's lame behavior.
I want Vic's opinion because I've been having these deep conversations with Vic, and I tell Vic all the time, bro. I value what he's got to say, whether I agree with it or don't agree with it. Everything Vic usually talks about makes sense. Like every time Vic, hits me with a different, everything Vic says to me, I agree with for the most part. Like, and Vic is a good guy that he'll just sit there and listen. Like Vic is a good person because he'll sit there and listen, and then he'll go his way on what he thinks he would do in that situation. So Vic, like I'm not, and listen, for the people that I've never asked to come on the cast, that doesn't mean I don't like them or I automatically think they're fake. It's just like I haven't got to them. Like there's a bunch of people out there, Jay Barries, and there's, I've dived in it, but their situation's not ready to be, to be on the cast because I want people with cameras too. Like if I could get you on camera, I prefer it just because it's a seamless experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's exceptions, obviously. Vic had a camera, then he sold the camera, but I don't care about that. But it's just like when I look at a guest, I'm like, is he on camera? That's the first thing I think about. Is he on camera? Is he entertaining? Okay.
I think. So if you want my honest opinion, I think at this time, there's no problem with what you're doing, right? Like you've had a decent amount of guests on to where you have a solid little rotation. But I think over time, when you do see other content creators that you find entertaining, you should at least reach out. And I know that you're not that kind of person where you feel like you want to reach out and try to get something from someone else, but it's always good to get a bigger rotation, right? Because variety on the podcast is important. Like you said, you don't want to keep hearing the same stories over and over every few weeks. You don't want to hear the same takes. You need people that you find that are entertaining, but also have an opposing viewpoint from you, because it makes it honestly makes for better discussions, better content. If everybody agrees on everything, that shit is boring, bro. Even if you're just talking to your friends.
Yeah, Solidcast episodes 1 through 10. Check them out, baby.
Yeah, but that's my honest opinion. You have a good rotation going now where you can get a different guest. I would just do one a week since the rotation's not super deep. But I would reach out to people that you find entertaining or people that you've been on podcasts with that you know are cool and see if they can. But I mean, the number one priority would be figuring out what day and what time slot you want to do the podcast on now, because that's going to affect your rotation a lot.
See,
Not
the
everybody's going to be
podcast,
available.
Rev, the podcast has taken a different direction since you've been gone. So before, I used to evaluate the guest. If we need, first of all, we didn't need a guest. Me, you, Vic, Meds, Big Cloud, whatever. I don't think we ever needed a guest because we got into some interesting topics. But the podcast, now that you've been gone, has gotten more gamery, right? More gamer centric since you've been gone.
Yeah, it's
right?
gotten nerdy. I got you. We talked about games this whole time, damn near.
Yeah, but you know, it's been a while, so you don't.
So the podcast has gotten lame, is what you're telling me. I got you. True that.
So what I'm saying is, like, before, I'd be like, man, this guy's gonna fucking not mesh with Rev, dude. Rev's gonna either fucking leave halfway or shut off his camera, one or the other. That's how I think. And I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to put my people in an awkward situation to make them sit there and listen to some bullshit when they don't have to. Just fuck it, we'll run it. You know what I mean? But now that you're not here as much, you know, yeah, you're right. Maybe I should reach out to some more people, but I'm not going to reach out to people that I don't gel with, or I think I can't do it. I'm not saying I'm not a cornball.
I wouldn't ask you to do that. No, you're right. Reach out to people that you think would add to the podcast. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling you to go somebody you dislike and ask them. That's lame. That's bitch behavior. We don't conduct ourselves like that. But I'm saying
all right.
you got to ask. You have to put yourself out there. You know what I mean? To mix it up, to bring some entertainment to your people because they're watching you. They're supporting you.
When you had the
podcast, to your podcast.
When you had the podcast on your channel,
right,
you would tell me, Blaze, get the topics and get the guests. Right. Dude, that shit was tough, bro. Because you know what I mean? Like I always use this analogy, and you might not get it, but Vic will get it. Okay? I'm Lloyd Banks and you're 50 Cent, okay? And I'm over here trying to get a big star to come on the cast, let's say. I'm just using this analogy, but you know what I mean? It's like,
it's not a bad one.
You know what I mean? It's like they want to come on a show. Yeah, they dabble with me, but they really want to get to you. It's like a groupie thing. It's like a bunch of whores. Like, yeah, you know, they don't want my dick, right? They want your dick.
What he's saying is
facts or no?
He wants to get more people. But he knows more people are just showing up to get to you, and on top of that, you don't fuck with nobody. So it puts him in a difficult spot to find a guest that fits all the criteria. They're not here for the clout, and you like them. It's a very small percentage of people.
But he doesn't need to cater his guests to me. I told him if he gets a guest and I'm not vibing with him, which is probably going to be 90% of the time, I'll just haul ass. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about hurt my feelings. At the end of the day, I know you're doing what's best for your podcast. You know what I mean? 9 times out of 10, Blaze, I'm not in the mood to do the podcast. Now, when I start doing the podcast, like 30 minutes in, I'm good. I'm like, you know what? This is cool. I can talk and shit like that. But if you got a lame guest, dude, boom, gone. That's it. I ain't got time to pretend. I'm 41 years old, dude. I'm not trying to make new friends. I'm not trying to grow a podcast.
But that's
you know
why
what I mean?
when you're on the cast, right, listen, the chat and myself included, rather have you stay than have a guest come on just for you to leave. They rather see you. You're listen.
That's too bad, bro. That's
the facts. The chat rather have you stay than have the guest come on. Do you understand that?
But I'm not here most of the time.
No, but say you were here, right? And then I bring on a guest, you're like, oh dear God, all right. And you leave. Right now that puts everybody like, now that guest knows shit. He left because of me. Fuck. You know? And now I know it's a fucking shitty situation. I'm telling you right now. So that's why when you're on the show, I'm going to make sure either there's no guest or there's a guy. Like, listen, I know we say Rev don't like a lot of people, but there's a bunch of people Rev would have a conversation with no problem. You know, I'm not trying to make
like 3 people.
I feel like there's like 10. There's 10. There's 10.
I like Cassie Cage.
You like
I like
you
Rev.
like icy rhythms. You like
I like
even
Icy. I
Gotti
like
back on
Black
the
Tooth.
show.
I like Black Bone. I like Black Baron. I
Black
just
Baron.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
like
know.
Yokio. I talked to Yokio. We got to get Yokio on a podcast.
Absolutely.
He says some questionable shit from time to time, but for the most part, he's cool, man. You know, I don't need somebody to agree with everything I say. Just if I see somebody constantly tweeting dumb shit, dude, I got zero tolerance for it. I don't even want to talk to him. You know what I mean? But it's like that's why I can just keep it to every other weekend. You know what I mean? So if we do it Saturdays, just plan on see like David Jaffe. Dude, David Jaffe, I've seen him tweet some shit I agree with. But when he tweets something I dislike it so much. No part of me wants to have a conversation with this guy. Ever. I don't care what he's done. Your accomplishments mean nothing to me when you're saying stupid shit like that. And I don't even want to get to know you. That's how I feel about it.
And to be fair,
You know what
like
I mean?
a David Jaffe, I like you have told me this, like, hey, I do agree with some takes, but when he said, he's done some questionable takes, right? But see, I like David Jaffe. I don't care that he made God of War. Like you said, like his accomplishments don't mean shit to me, bro. Like you made a game that I like, cool. That's where it ends. Like I don't put you on a pedestal. I don't, you know what I mean? If you can add to the conversation,
I feel like you're kind of on Jaffe's nuts. It's okay.
What? When?
I'm just saying, man. That's how I feel.
When?
It's all right.
Yeah,
Dude,
I told Bit.
I don't follow him. What do you mean I don't even follow the guy?
What were you saying, Cassie?
No, I was telling Bit, like, because he wanted to have me on RGT. I'm like, if this was someone like Dave Jaffe, don't invite me, bro.
Well, I don't think you'd be able to keep your mouth closed.
No, I can't help myself.
You wouldn't be able to.
No.
Yeah,
That's why I just avoid it.
He's not going to back down from an argument. I've seen it. He's going to bring it. You know what I mean? You're not going to chase Jaffe away. But it's just going to make for a very unpleasant, it's not fun at all. You know, I'm not coming on a podcast to argue.
Especially on someone else's podcast. Like, whenever I'm on someone else's stuff, like, I absolutely respect it. It's theirs. Like, I would never do that. That's why I exclude me from that kind of stuff, because I can't be bothered, and I want to respect the person that is nice enough to invite me and stuff like that. So
I agree. And that's why, Blaze, I wouldn't do that on your channel. Like, I'd give you an excuse, and I'm kind of putting myself out there by saying this. I'm kind of rendering the whole thing irrelevant, but I wouldn't just leave in the middle of your guest talking. I'd be like, yo, guys, I told my son I'm going to work out with him, this, that. And it could be true. That happens sometimes.
And you expect
I'm not going to come out and be like, Blaze, your guest is trash. I'm going.
No, I know. Listen,
I'm not going to do that.
And I would never make that situation. Like, I would never, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I wouldn't highlight that either. Like, like I wouldn't make it a big deal. I'd be like, oh, all right, man, thank you. I mean, but it's just, I don't know, Rev. Like I said, man, people value, like, the thing about you on the podcast is why people like, where's Rev? You don't make enough content for yourself, period. Like when we're in terms of your own channel, bro, you don't even upload content. So now they get to see you on camera and interact. Oh shit, hey, oh, what up, Luke? That shit.
Okay, well, hold on. If that's how you feel, then why do you tell people when they ask about me to get off my dick?
Bro, listen,
that's what I was gonna do. I was waiting for somebody in the chat to say, you know what? Hold on. Let me be better than you. BK Born Gaming, thank you for the $10 donation to Blaze 4K. Shout out to you guys for holding Blaze down tonight. Blaze, you cool with enough people to keep a decent rotation. Erica, Luca, Slomo, Gaming, Forte, RGT, Cage, Red Hood, Vic, Big Cloud, and many, many more. I absolutely 100% agree with that. But I was waiting for somebody in the chat to be like, hey, where's Blaze? I was going to say, hey, let me get a molding of Blaze's dick so you can suck him off. He's not here tonight. You know what I mean? That's why I don't retweet your casts when you run them. Because then I'm afraid people are going to go in the chat, yo, where's Rev? And you're going to go, hey, man, get off Rev's dick. I ain't got time for that.
No, Rev, look.
It's like, yo, dude, that's kind of effed up.
What I tell you on the phone, I don't listen. I'm not mad that people want to see you, bro. You don't understand. It's become a little troll between some of my guys in the Discord. The first thing they'll do is coming to the thing, even though they know you're not going to be there. I just talked to them 10 minutes ago, and they'll write where's Rev. So that's who I'm really relaying those get off.
I don't know. I feel you take it personally. I can see it in your eyes.
At one point, Rev, no, bro, I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit. At one point, I'm like, man, what the fuck?
I know. I can see it. I can read you like a book. I can tell when my son is distressed. It's okay. When you were on RGT, back to the David Jaffe. When you were on RGT, you telling me you weren't all over Jaffe's nuts?
Listen, I was doing my job at the podcast.
Yo, hold on. You don't want to sell out. You don't want to be fake. What do you mean you were doing your job?
But Rev, the difference is I don't dislike him. You know what I mean? I don't like him. I don't dislike. I don't follow him. I don't dislike the guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't dislike him.
But you're gonna do your job and
suck him off, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
there goes
messed up. It's kind of messed
Cassie.
up. It's kind of messed up when Blaze doing the cast, he putting in the work, and then you see in the chat, oh, where Rev? It's like, yo, like, respect the synergy. It's like, even like with Rev's here, it's awesome, but when he's not here, like when you have the crew on, it's cool too. Like, it's freaking awesome either way because y'all got good chemistry together.
I'm telling you, Rev, there's like 3 or 4.
I get it. I do, but I just feel like he could address it better or just don't address it at all. You know what I mean? The podcast is called Solidcast. So, of course, people are going to attribute that to my name. Even though I've completely signed the name over to Blaze 4K, it's his cast. I told him early on, we need to change it to Blaze and Piff or some whatever bullshit your PSN name was before. You know what I mean? We need to change it to something like that. Puff Blaze 4K. But he wasn't with it. He says that will alienate the podcast, so we're keeping it Solidcast. I said, okay.
Solidcast 4K. Let's do it.
You know why, Rev? Solidcast. Listen, yes, solid Rev. Cool, right? But I always thought of it solid cast of guys.
I know
how you. It's very simple. Listen, Rev. I don't care that people. I want people to listen. I want people to associate a name like Solid Rev with me. That's not the issue. You know what I mean? It's when it's the same people every week. Where's Rev? Like, do you see him on camera, my guy? Like, I addressed it nicely. And Cassie, you can vouch me. I addressed it nicely and calmly for 10 episodes straight. It's just the 11th episode. And once I've announced, like, hey guys, Rev's going through some shit. He's got to take care of some business. He got some family shit, whatever work. And I've announced it. And I announced that situation 3-4 times. And I go, it's just like, I know, like, yo, you ask me again, it's the same person after I already repeated to you what the fuck the deal is. And you still want to ask. It's like, all right, bro. And I don't want to block them and make them feel bad. You know what I mean? But it's just like,
no, I get it. I get where you're coming from. I just, I would just prefer you not to address it. But, you want to curse out myself.
Fuck it. You know what? I ain't going to address it no more.
Yeah, just leave it alone. Screw it.
For the better.
This is a big deal for me. For you, first of all, for you to do the podcast is one thing. For you to get my credentials, Blaze, what's your username? I can't sign in. Wrong password. How to use Streamlabs. The fact that you StreamYard, I'm sorry. The fact that you did all that, you went around these hoops, and I know you get irritated very easily. So the fact that you went and showed the effort to get on StreamYard and to figure it out and to learn how it works and to come on your day off when you didn't have to do it. You don't have to come fucking save the show. You can be like, hey, cancel for a week, we'll figure it out. The fact you did that shit, bro, I really appreciate that shit. No bullshit at all, bro. I really, really appreciate it, bro. Because listen, I told you, in this environment, this YouTube world, there's not a lot of people you can rely on, man. Like, you really can't. Like, I don't want to sound cliche or corny. It's just the fucking truth. Like, I hate repeating myself, but it's the truth. You can't.
No, trust me, I hear you. Don't even mention it. You know I gotta look out for you. I'm gonna bust your chops when I do it, but I'm gonna look out the best I can. Rami Reen, $5 donation. Greetings, everyone. Pretty early in India right now, but I joined live today before work to motivate Blaze to continue Best Gaming / Real Talk Cast. And I saw a lot of the support that you got on Twitch or on your YouTube, on your Twitter post. Dude, a lot of these people come to watch you, man. A lot of them do. And you've kept some good numbers. The numbers did go down, but the consistency, I feel like it's brought you back up, man. You're doing good. That's why I did this. If the podcast was in the toilet, I wouldn't have wasted my time. But it's like, I know this shit means a lot to you. And I want to see you grow. I want to see you win, as you would call it. You know what I mean? So I want to keep it scheduled. And then next week, instead of Wednesday, just let the people know it's going to be on Friday or Saturday. You know what I mean? Vic, where you at, man?
For you.
Any comments on any of this? I'm sorry, bro.
No. I just wanted to let him talk. You know what I mean? This is a lot of stuff he has to figure out for his own podcast.
Right.
So I don't really have much to add to it. I mean, all he has to do is poll his community, see what day and time works best, and see if it fits his new schedule and keep it going. Like you said, if he wasn't staying consistent with this, I don't think either one of us would have showed up to try to keep it going, right?
Not.
But ever since we talked to him about it and we saw that he was serious about wanting to do it and keep it going, he's gotten guests, he's been here every week. So I was like, yeah, it's not a big deal, bro. Fuck it, last minute, whatever, let's just make it happen so that he doesn't miss a week, right? Doesn't lose momentum, because that's super important. But I think he can do it. He has a rotation of people that he can get. I would just limit it to one guest a week. And like you said, if he finds people entertaining, like especially his peers, you gotta swallow the pride and reach out and at least see, right? There's no harm in that. You know what I mean? There's no fakeness in that. Like if it was someone that you thought, oh, this could get me views and I don't really fuck with him, but I'm gonna get him so I can get clicks on my podcast, that's fake. But I don't think either one of us have ever told him to do anything like that. We just said,
never tell him that.
Yeah, if you want success, you need to be consistent. You need to put the work in. It's not just going to fall on you. So he's been doing that. That's why I showed up.
I mean, Blaze is naturally.
I appreciate it.
Blaze is naturally an entertaining person. You know, people come to his channel to watch the podcast. If Blaze wasn't entertaining, I wouldn't watch. Like, you know, but he genuinely is. That's why I tune in whenever I can. And I'll even watch after the fact because genuinely it's a good show. And by being consistent and him constantly just honestly being himself, it is what a lot of these people are here for. You're going to have your outliers that say, where's Rev? But I think it is best to just ignore that shit. And if they go away, fuck them. Like, you know, they ain't here for you. Let them go. But there are a lot of people that do come here for Blaze. Straight up.
I agree. I see that. And Cassie, what you need to do is you need to go back to the beginning. Like if you go to my channel, not all the podcasts are there. I deleted a bunch of them. But if you go back to the beginning, Blaze was like a freaking child on the podcast. Yeah. And I'm not talking shit about my man. His skills on the mic have drastically grown. His growth has been exponential on the podcast. He's gotten really good at it. Some days I can see he's definitely not with it. Like I can gauge his moods. I'm the same way though. But in the beginning, all Blaze did was sit there and agree with every single thing I said. That's literally all Blaze would do. Now he's his own person. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's fluid, he talks, he's good, man. And I'm real impressed with how far he's come. I really am. I want to see him make something of this because he likes the podcast.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome. I've only been doing YouTube for a year. And when I first started, I was a moron. I was making videos on my phone and I didn't really know how to continuously speak. This is not easy. You have to get used to it. You're going to suck at first, but then you kind of just find your own groove. And I guess Blaze found himself where he's comfortable and it's paying off. A lot of people are here for him and we're all here to support him because he's genuinely a cool dude. He's fun to hang out with when you do hang out with him. And he deserves it. He really does. So people that are here for him, that's awesome. You know, and if people ain't here for him, bye, Felicia. It's really that simple.
That's it. Let me read these super chats. Mo Chocolate 9K, $2. Yo, Ref, thoughts on The Boys Season 3, Episode 1. It was disgusting. DWOMT, Rev is like Mr. T of the A-Team. Take out Mr. T and there's no A-Team. I feel like Blaze can keep it afloat. But and somebody else said in the comments, like Vic was saying, if he can keep the rotation, if he can keep it consistent, I think he can go far with this podcast. And I wouldn't just say that. I'm not trying to. If I didn't think, I got a guy that I work with, Cassie, right? And he was saying he wants to start a YouTube. And I hope he's not listening to this, but you know what? Whatever. He's a very drab, boring individual. He just is. I love the kid, but I said, listen. I feel like in order to be successful on YouTube, you got to bring something that not a lot of people have. Okay. Or you got to do something different, or you have to have extreme editing skills, if nothing else.
Yep.
You have none of that. So if you get on to review something, because that's what he was wanting to do, review games, talk about games, I said, you're going to be the most boring person. Your quality's not going to be good. Why would anybody watch you? You're not going to grow. You know what I mean? So you got to have something that sets yourself apart. And I feel like Blaze has built himself up in this community. Who at this point in this community, who the F doesn't know Blaze? You know what I mean? So
yeah.
You gotta have a good
Blaze
voice.
has the it factor, man. Like, it's true. You have to find your own niche. And once you do that, like, just go with it. Just because he honestly, like, he just wants to be himself. And I completely understand that. I'm the same exact way. Like, I can't do this and like fake this something that I'm not. Like, sometimes I'll go talk about a topic and I'll be like a little extra about it, or like I like to call it like the heel version of myself. And in wrestling, that means you're like the bad guy, but it's still me. Like, you know, you still have like, this is me, and that's what gets me over. And Blaze is really good at that. Like, his persona gets over with the crowd. You know, he's meant to do this. That's why you should continue doing it no matter what.
Right.
Blaze messaged me. He said his phone died.
Yeah.
Ooh, Blaze, he's trash anyway. We don't need him for this podcast.
Don't quit like your phone, bro.
I guess that's about it. Mo Chocolate, I edit vids for Erica. That's good to know, Mo Chocolate. I saw her little edit. Oh, name one word for Rev. Feet. It's like, really? I shoot you a compliment. Never even seen your feet. Never even seen them. I just said, I bet she has cute feet. And that's what you know me for? Feet? Really? Like, come the F on. I told Cassie Cage that she had lovely teeth. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but when Cassie Cage smiles, she has lovely teeth. I pick up on little stuff like this. I analyze everybody. Okay? I'm very judgmental. I'm very superficial. But I notice little stuff on people. I always have. I got a good vibe for, you know, sensing out some good feet. It was a little compliment. And that's what you associate me with. I'd be like Cassie Cage saying, oh, name the word that comes to mind. Teeth. It's like, effing really, dude? You know what I mean? Hey, I'm forgiven. If a woman has bad teeth, that is a huge problem. Okay. Yeah. It's hard to look past that.
That's a big red flag. That's like what do you say? Systemic issue, right?
Yes.
You got to be a dirty motherfucker to have, you know what I mean? So if they're not taking care of that, dude. If they're not taking care of that, there's a lot of shit they're not taking care of.
Right. Yeah, and that's where feet comes into play. I feel like if you're neglecting your feet as a woman, like your heels are crusty, I feel like your hygiene period is in question. If you're a dude, nobody gives a shit, but I think you should at least have some self-respect, have some respect for other people, and keep some goddamn socks on your feet. But women, yes, take care of your feet for the love of God. But thoughts on the G4 girl getting fired? I think, listen, I don't want to sit here and be glad that somebody lost their job, but I definitely think she was reckless. I think that she costed them a lot of views with her little rant. Cassie, I'm sure you'll have something to say about this. I think she costed G4 a lot of the views. I think Review Tech had a good point saying that their content was mediocre anyways, and there's a lot of people on YouTube that already do it better. So I'm not going to say she was the downfall of the company. That's just silly. But she did cost them viewers. She did. And when I saw it, I just was like, you know what? I don't even care what G4 has to say. I clicked off because of her. And then when everybody got fired and she said what she said, it's like, yo, this sucker here is so retarded. I know she was doing it because she knows people wanted her to be the one getting fired. I know it was an FU to the people, and she didn't mean it to be insensitive toward her coworkers. But it's like, dude, use your brain. You know what I mean? Use your head. And like Vic was saying, it's like she didn't even get really fired. They paid out the rest of her contract. So you really can't even say shit. But the fact that she's gone, it's just like, you know what? You did it to yourself. You know, hopefully some people think twice before cursing out their freaking community. You know, you're cursing out the people that watch you. It doesn't make sense to me. Thoughts, Cassie?
Well, first, the most important thing, we tomboys do not claim her. Period. Like, as the self-proclaimed queen of tomboys, we don't claim her. I don't know what she is, but she's not a tomboy. But second, me, if you look at my YouTube, only 1% of my audience is female. Imagine if I, like, knowing that, just started shitting on dudes. It's like, how tone deaf are you? You know, like dudes in gaming, dudes account for the mass majority of like people that are really into gaming. Like females, I come across some that are really into gaming, but most females that do play video games is very casual. They don't really want to know the intricacies of anything. They just want to play some bullshit and just go about their day. That's generally speaking. It's rare when I find another female that is into gaming and on the same level that I personally am. So, like, how could you be so tone deaf to just shit on dudes when really it's mostly men that are tuning into G4? Period. I don't understand. And it's like, I have a hard time feeling sorry for people when you want to smoke. Like, you played the game and now, you know, you're gone. And I think that this will follow her because of how poorly she decided to go about doing this. Like, sometimes, look, I want to say some things when I'm on Twitter when I see something, but sometimes I just leave the app. I'm like, it's just best if I
do
just
the same thing.
shut this shit off and just go about my day. And then you don't see me for like a day or two. Because I know if I stay on here, I'm going to say something and it's just going to make problems for me. And it's like, I definitely do think about that. And sometimes I'll say some shit that's kind of snarky. Don't get me wrong. But I definitely pick my battles. And to like tweet about how you survived when your coworkers did it, and arguably a reason why G4 couldn't stay afloat is because of what she specifically said. How that's extremely like disrespectful to people that you even work with. So it's like, it seems like she just doesn't have a good personality overall. She doesn't even have like, she didn't even have the common courtesy to go out of her way to at least feel bad for her coworkers, you know, or at least not say anything during this time where a lot of her coworkers have gotten fired. Like, I think it was just, you should have just shut up and just gone about your day. But she's constantly like, she falls for the bait. It's weak-mindedness. That's how I see it. She's very weak-minded. She definitely doesn't pick her battles. If any criticism comes her way, she has very, very weak-minded mentality that she can't take any criticism at all. And this is like, if she continues on the path, I mean, like, there's no good things is going to come out of it. Like, I see like things that are some nasty comments, and it's like, if I could like, I guess, use it in a way to help myself, then I'll go with it. But if it's not like I'm not, if I get into this argument and it doesn't really, I can't make it funny, or I can't like use it in a way that's helpful to me, why bother with it? What she did is not helpful to her in any way, shape, or form. So you just shouldn't have said anything.
I agree. I like that. I like that. If you can't use it, why even bother with it? I like that. If it doesn't benefit you, if there's no return on investment, leave it alone. I like that. And Adam Sessler with his little golf clap, never wanted to reach through my screen. I hated him worse than I did her. Her, I understand why she thinks the way she does. Him, he's even more pathetic. You know what I mean? Vic, where you at, my man?
Hey,
you still here?
Yeah, Blaze needs you to drag him into the call. He's waiting.
Oh, geez, why didn't you text me? Okay. Where you at, Vic?
Yo, what up?
I don't know, man. It was hard. I only seen the clip of her saying all this stuff that didn't make any sense, like in the beginning, right? So from that moment forward, I didn't take anything about her serious or pay attention to her. Then I saw the fallout from that the next week when she's going on this rant about sexism and all this other stuff. But like, no one I saw on Twitter was attacking her for any other reason besides the fact that she said just a lot of dumb shit that wasn't true, right? And then she tried to like argue under the guise of sexism and other shit in the industry when it really didn't relate to why people were giving her a hard time.
Yeah.
I'm never in. She wasn't good at her job, but I'm never gonna like cheer for people losing their job.
Right. I understand that.
And I thought her tweet about that whole "I survived" shit was like in super poor taste, because it's like a lot of people got fired. Like your coworkers got fired, and you're over here fucking, pounding your chest like I'm still here. It's like you got to learn how to read the room. You already weren't good at your job, and now it's like you're indirectly shitting on the people that just lost their jobs. So I don't feel bad that she lost her job. She probably shouldn't have had that job to begin with, but I'm not gonna root for it. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, she's gone. You know what I mean? It wasn't affecting me. I wasn't watching that shit anyway. So
right, I get it. I get it. Yeah, and she was so hell bent to silence her haters that she was just completely blind that she was shitting on her people. That's what I think. I don't think she was intentionally hitting on the people that got fired. I think she was so determined to show her haters that, look, mother effers, I'm still here, that she was just completely blind to that. And it's like, you know what? It's like Cassie says, that's mentally weak. You have no business being in this field if you can't see this.
Yeah, I mean, as an adult and someone who works in an industry where you're prone to criticism on a big scale, you have to have the presence of mind to know that not saying this shit and alienating the people that just lost their jobs is more important than hitting back at some trolls on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what adult would skip over that whole consequence and just jump to like, I need to fire back at these haters? It's like, bro, be fucking professional. You know what I mean? Because that, I'm sure that hit a lot of people hard to see, like her old coworkers like, fuck, bro, we all just got fired and you're over here like cracking jokes.
Yeah.
Like, you're kind of a douche.
Mind in the gutter. And listen, when you're ugly, you shouldn't really try to go against the grain. Like if you're ugly, just play fair ball, bro.
All right, hold on 1 second. Blaze, hold on. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Okay, you can talk now. I'm the host. Proceed.
I should have caught that. I'm like, that's some. I see my shit moving too. I'm like, this dude. No. But she's that bitch, man. Like Vic said, like you hate, because I know how it is to lose a job now. So like it's you can really get into like a deep kind of depression, like a deep type of like, oh shit, there's a lot of pressure I got to provide and shit. But she's been asking for it. She's been horrible at what she does for so long. Then to come out and say you survived, that her head is so, like, her head's in the gutter for her to say that. She's worried about fucking small talk on Twitter. You know what I mean? Instead of actual people that she's seen every day and converse. Like, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, she's worried about the small talk on Twitter. Like, that's a lot of people make it like social media consume them, bro. Like that social media consumes that female, bro. I'm telling you right now, it totally consumes her. She was just horrible. Like, and then Adam Sessler, like that, I'll never forget when he was like clapping, like oh my, like when he did that shit, dude, I swear to God, I'm like, you know what, man, I used to fucking watch this guy and thought he was all right. Like, I lost.
I did too. I liked him and Morgan Webb on X Play. I loved Kevin Pereira. I loved Olivia Munn. Excellent chemistry, those two. And I couldn't even, after I heard Frost, I didn't even bother with Kevin Pereira. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know what? I don't even care. And that's a shame, man, because I really enjoyed Attack of the Show. I loved Attack of the Show.
Me too. I loved it. I loved their takes. They would go into detail. Yo, Adam Sessler was banking that this whole woke culture, right? That he was banking that, like, yeah, everybody's going to fucking agree with this. Like, they're going to stand up for this type of, like, no, people are sick of this shit, dude. I'm telling you. Like, people were like, there's still some stragglers out there, but people are sick of this shit, bro. Like, nobody wants to deal with this fucking, watch what you say, and be like, I hate that shit, man. I hate that shit. Don't, Rev, you over here like, damn, you're going through your fucking your dictionary in your head, like, damn, should I say this? Should I say, like, that's ridiculous, man. Like, this is why I like that you're on my show. Say whatever the fuck you gotta say, bro. Like, I hate that shit. I hate being like someone putting a muzzle over your mouth and be like, watch what you gotta say.
But
like,
we can't say everything we need to say. It's just
we
like
can't. We still no.
Some things you have to leave alone. You have to.
No, you're right.
It can ruin you professionally.
I'm not talking about personal things and things that you shouldn't touch because they listen. If it smells like shit, it's shit. I get that part.
Yeah.
Vic, when Vic tells you, Rev, not a good idea, listen to him.
Dude, Vic has saved my channel a couple of times.
I'm telling you,
I was hell bent You looked out one time too. There was times I was firing it up to say some foul shit. And Vic says, dude, I'm telling you, if you do this, there's no coming back. And I let it go.
There's no
I let it
point.
go.
That's why. Like,
Yeah.
The thing is, and what I'm surprised that Frost person doesn't understand is you cannot fight the internet, no matter if you're right or you're wrong. Right? You can be 100% right, but if the internet, the consciousness of the internet has decided something is something, that's it. There's no point in fighting it. And what's the point of even fighting it? You don't give a fuck about those people's opinions to begin with. Why should I care enough to try to change everybody's opinion? I'm going to believe what I want to believe. If you don't believe it, you don't agree, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's how it should be. But people get caught up in trying to like win an argument. It's like, bro, who cares? You're never
On the
gonna win.
internet.
You're never, ever gonna name one time someone has done that on the internet and won. When they decide that you are wrong, no matter how right you are.
That's what you told me. That's one of the
bro.
exact lines you used. And I told Vic, I said, Vic, I can convince them. I can get the people on my side. He said, no, you can't.
And even
They're
if you
not gonna
could,
listen.
and even
Yeah,
if you could,
they're
why
gonna
would you
act
want
like-
to?
Right.
What do you gain from it? You gain nothing. You just wasting time and energy trying to convince people. It doesn't even fucking matter, bro. I've always said the same thing, bro. You can't take shit personal from people that don't know you personally. Why would you care? I see on Twitter all the time people say all kinds of dumb, foul shit. And when I see it, I just scroll past it and I'm like, what a dumbass. Or I send it to
Right.
you, or I
Vic
send it
is
to you
spitting.
and we talk shit in the
Right.
DMs.
We laugh
But
at them.
I'm
Yeah.
not jumping in the fucking under the tweet like, what do you mean the Little Mermaid shouldn't be black? You know what I mean? Like, who cares?
Vic, you're spitting some serious facts right now, and I want to say this is a good point you brought this up. Rev, you had roast, and then some kids like, Blaze doesn't show the effort, and he wrote some shit on Twitter. I'm like, I fucking wrote like, listen, you fucking shut the fuck up. Like, call me when you get out your mother's fucking basement. I wrote some shit like that, and then Twitter like popped up like, are you sure you want to send this message? And thank God for Twitter doing that shit, because I'm like, you know what? Fuck that, I'm not sending it. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, what's the point? Like you saying, Vic, like, what's the point? Like this fucking guy, like, oh, Blaze doesn't show the effort. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, you know what else bothers me, Rev? Is people that hide behind fake pictures. Like, I want who's talking to me right now? I want to see who it is. Like, can I see who you are? Like, I hate you fucking listen. Like he had some weird clown. Like, I forget what the fuck it was, but like, I just want to know who you are. And it's not that deep, like Vic's saying, but sometimes, like, Rev, you can attest to this. Like, sometimes you can't fucking help it. I want to fucking just fucking strangle these motherfuckers.
It depends on your mood too. Like, you'll be irritated and see a tweet and you go to respond because you're not in your right frame of mind already. Now you see this shit that just pushed you over the edge. Yeah, that's definitely the wrong time to answer it. Dude, I want to reach through my screen so many times. You know, that's why I stay out of 99% of the bullshit, dude.
Best thing you can do, man. Just mute.
I think
when I see dumb shit, I just started doing this like a month and a half ago. When I see dumb shit, I just mute the entire account.
Yeah.
So then ever since I've done that, bro, my Twitter experience has been great. I don't gotta see no stupid fucking console war fanboy bullshit. People talking about acquisitions and just so much shit they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. This guy like stock shelves on the graveyard shift, and he's telling me, "Oh man, like, why would Sony do this?" Like, bro, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Just leave it to the people who are making millions and billions of dollars to make those decisions. You don't know what their resources are. You don't know the terms of the acquisition. You don't know the revenues, but you know nothing.
Those care about stocks. Why do you think? Like, some of these people's arguments is like, oh, Sony stocks are down, Blaze. Like, why the fuck would that fucking relate? Like, what the fuck does that matter to me? I don't give a fuck if their stocks
It's hilarious.
are down.
It's hilarious when these people have these economic debates. And I'm like, a lot of people won't even agree on economics 101 that resources are finite. Why am I going to have this argument about economics with giant corporations I have no stake in? Like, I'm good on all that shit. Like,
yeah, it's just they have so little information and they're clearly wrong. And when I see it, I'm like, I want to say something, but I'm like, why? what the fuck would this do for me? This guy's gonna be stupid after this conversation, just like he was before it. Let me just mute this shit and get it off my timeline forever.
Follow a certain amount of people, right? But you know how Twitter is. Like, you might not follow somebody, but you'll fucking still see it. It's
all the time.
That's the
which
thing
is
about
why
Twitter, bro.
2 months ago I started muting accounts because my timeline was so full of bullshit during that acquisition thing and like talking about the remake and resources required. Like, bro, no, you don't know. You have no idea. If they didn't have the resources, they wouldn't have made it. If they didn't see a huge return on investment for this project, they wouldn't have made it. These companies are at the position they're in because they're very good at business. They have people that fucking do all the data analytics and the market research. And then you have people who are fucking mopping up the back of Taco Bell at 3 a.m. telling you, no, bro, Sony doesn't know what they're doing. Bro, shut the fuck up, please.
That's 100%.
So that's why I started muting accounts on Twitter, because I was getting like residual bullshit on my timeline from people I didn't even follow. It's like, bro, I got to clean this up, or I'm just going to delete. I think I talked to Rev. I was like, bro, I think I'm going to delete Twitter. It's like 95% garbage, and I'm just here for the memes and the sports and once a while gaming. But it's like all I got was garbage.
About Twitter, man, they gotta fix that. Like, who you follow should see who you follow, not fucking because he liked the tweet and now you're seeing some other guy like you. Like, it's just corny. Go ahead, Rev. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah, let me read your Superman. Romeo Alpha Juliet Golf. Never miss a podcast, but really catch them live. Really enjoy what you guys do. Keep up the good work. Much love. We appreciate you, man. And Cassie Cage, I noticed you are rocking a Blaze 4K Solidcast shirt. Do you see the support that this girl gives you, Blaze? Wow.
It's incredible. No, I already told her.
Good dude, man.
Cassie Cage, listen to me. I will help Blaze out. I will come on the cast. I will host for him. I will die of the worst possible infliction you can think of before I buy a Solid shirt. Do you understand that? No, it's not because I don't support Blaze. It's because I would never wear such a thing.
Get the cup, bro. He got a coffee mug.
Come on,
the man. Hell no. I'll host your shit for you. I'll say thank you to your super chats for you.
I'm sending you a shirt now, and I'll
Damn. Hey, we all show support in our own way.
I'll make a video for you, special with that shirt. What do you? No, let me shut up. Yes.
You can do the whole. Yeah, Blaze, send the shirt so I can clean my car with it. Thanks.
No, wipe my ass with it. Hey, so Blaze, you got the final topic, man. Let's. Anything else you want to say? You know, it's your show. You missed most of it. Let's go, man. We got to get up off here. I told Vic 10:15.
Yeah. We can end it, man. I'm leaving work. You guys spoke about COD and all that bullshit, right? Already.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing. Nah, man. I appreciate you guys doing this shit for real.
You're really fine, dude. You ain't even got to go into that no more.
I understand that. I know, but good. From Vic don't like doing podcasts, or I don't know if he does.
He doesn't. I asked Vic. Boom. He says, "I got you, bro." Yeah. I told you, man. Vic's always there. Vic's good people,
bro. Vic, I spoke about, and listen, we don't gotta get into detail with this, Vic, but I'm gonna bring it up because I told Vic, we had a conversation about, whatever, about my feelings, whatever it was. I don't want to get into it, but I'm telling you, man, Vic, Rev, you weren't lying about him, man. He is a just genuine person. He's not in it to win it. He's just there as a good person, bro. And like every time I interact with Vic, and it's been more lately, not as much as I should interact way more with him because he's fucking solid. But I'm telling you, the guy is just 100 through and through, bro. I just wanted to say that about Vic, period. Mm-hmm. Like, Vic is a fucking solid guy, bro, period.
Yeah, I'm glad we had that conversation. We don't got to get into the details of it, but I'm glad we had that conversation because it was important to me that like, the reason why I talk to you and we have those discussions is because I think that you can succeed, and if I didn't think you could succeed, I wouldn't waste my time giving you advice. But also, I know my delivery could be very honest and blunt, so I don't want you to ever feel like that's something where it comes from a place of. It doesn't come from a bad place. That's just who I am. if I'm gonna tell you something, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would tell you the way I would want someone to tell me, right? So, you know, so I tell you because I feel like it's important, and I feel like you can succeed with this information because we go through similar paths, and maybe I have experience that you don't have. But whenever I give you information, it always comes from a good place, even if the delivery might be blunt.
Bro, you gotta be blunt nowadays, though. Now, don't you think? Don't you think, like, if you sugarcoat something, then you're really not gonna get what the fuck you know what I mean? You're not gonna get it.
It depends, though. There's a way to talk. There's a way to talk to people. Like Vic says, he does
Yeah.
got a very blunt delivery, and sometimes you'll say something that the other person misinterprets because you're being so blunt, and they're not trying to hear it. Especially something like me. Me and Vic actually just had a disagreement a couple days ago, and I got hot with him. I'm not going to go into what it was. I've reflected on it a couple days, and I was like, dude, what do you do? I know where Vic's coming from, but at the time, I didn't see it like that. You know what I mean? And what did I do, Vic? I hit you up. Said, yo, my bad, dude. Didn't mean to get pissed off at you. You know what I mean? And I won't do
Yeah.
that for anybody. I
And-
won't do that for 99% of people. If you piss me off, even if I feel like you had good intentions, dude, I don't need anybody. I can rock this alone. I got my people in here. That's all I need. You know what I mean? But I genuinely value Vic's friendship because he's been there too many times and wanted nothing in return. And for that to be on the internet, over the internet, that is so
Rare as
rare.
fuck.
That is so goddamn rare, dude.
Yeah, and for me is like I feel like the message was important and the conversation was important to have with the information that I was giving Blaze, but I thought maybe the timing wasn't great, which made it a harder conversation to have. You know what I mean? So I took responsibility for that. Like, yeah, I don't take back anything I said, but yeah, I think we should have had that conversation in more private setting because
Right.
it would have made it better. You know what I mean? There's no tension, there's no eyes, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, no, absolutely.
but
You're
yeah,
right,
whenever
1,000%, bro.
because I've reached out, off Twitter, all that shit, and I try to give you the best advice I can give you because I know on the internet, especially, not everybody that you talk to everybody has their reasons for doing what they do, right? And some people will only reach out to you on social media so that everybody else can see that they reached out to you. I wanted to let you know, like, obviously, I'm not doing this on social media. I have your number. I'll reach out to you directly and we'll talk openly and honestly, and I will be very blunt. It might not always be the shit you want to hear, but you need people like that. People like that made me a better person. The people that didn't tell me I was fucking up, and the people that didn't like expose my bad habits were keeping me from succeeding. So, as I don't want to sound corny, but like you need those people. So if I could be that kind of person for you because I see potential in what you can do, not just in this podcast, but we've talked about outside of it, I'm gonna do it. I feel like if I'm cool with you, I owe you that much.
The shit that I've told you that, and Vic was even hitting me up like, yo, you follow up on that. Like, he was hitting me up about job, totally, like, just for him to think about that, like, on a off
I
day,
know,
like, what the
I know.
fuck he's thinking about this type of shit. Like, yo, the fact that he's thinking about me and my well-being, I'm like, wow. Like, in my head, like, I'm like, just like, wow, that's fucking crazy. And Rev, ending topics, I'll say this: I hate the fact that you think you can read me. And you can read me, but like, when that situation happened, like, I told Vic, you call me, boy, I know you wanted to rip Vic, like, I hate that you can read my little cues. I fucking hate that shit. So I'm gonna give you a poker face now. I'm not, you're not gonna know what fucking time, bro. I hate that.
It's my job to read people, man. That's my job.
I know, but fuck, bro. It's like, damn, man, fuck. I never want to admit it. Like,
face.
fuck, you were right, dude.
Poker face
Yeah.
and deny.
That's it.
Ash
Yeah,
and Luca with the $4.99 donation. Hey, Booze. What's up, girlie? Appreciate you coming through, donating to the Blazer. Oh, so we're done, right? That's a wrap. We're gonna do our outros. Everybody's good. Blaze.
Yeah, we were gonna do.
yeah,
1
we can
hour,
do
did
outros.
two.
We can
We're
plug
gonna do
Cassie.
what?
Yo,
We're
plug
gonna do what,
Cassie
Vic?
channel.
No, I was gonna say we were gonna do 1 hour and we did two, so I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm absolutely gonna plug Cassie. Okay, PT $10 donation. Looking forward to the next one, guys. I'm gonna buy a super chat next time to hear Rev read a rap verse. Just so long as I ain't gotta rap it. Appreciate the support. Cassie Cage,
Thank you.
nice
for
having you
me.
on here.
I like wanted to do that so bad that I
know.
was like, please read my DM, please, because it's like I had it all planned out. I actually told BitCloud beforehand. Imagine if I jumped on there and did this, and he just laughed about it. Huh?
BitCloud. I got.
Wait, so Rev was in on it?
Yeah, she
Well, he
messaged
invited
me.
me on.
Oh.
But listen, Cassie, I wanted to have longer with you. Like I see you tweeting. You got good tweets. You got good information. You got good delivery. You got a pretty smile. I think you got talent. I think you can make this work. I see you grinding. I see you putting in the work, and I like where your head is at. You're not one of these retards. You know what I mean?
Cassie,
And in a lot of ways, you got more balls than a lot of the dudes. And that's rare to find. That's like Ash and Luca. She's like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's rare to find in females these days. It really is. I like that you said a lot of the females you talk to or you come across, they're not gamers. Because I really want to know where this 50-50 split comes from. Because I can't find female gamers. It's very rare. You know what I mean? Very rare. But what's your channel? Plug your channel for everybody.
Well, if you want to check out my YouTube, it's Cult Classic Cage. I'm Cult Classic Cage on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. It's the same thing. So if you want to talk to me, you can hit me up on Twitter. I play video games on Twitch a couple times a week, and I'm talking about something on YouTube. So, but I appreciate y'all having me on. I'm just happy that I got to do this skit because I really wanted to do it. Like I would have thought about it all night. Like, damn, I could have did this. Now I could be like, I did something pretty interesting because I'm very like spontaneously funny most of the time. So the fact that I planned out a skit and it actually worked out in my like pretty well, I think. Like
you came in, good delivery, no hesitation. I like it. That takes confidence.
Yeah.
I'll do the highlights.
We got to get you on. We got to get you on for a full podcast.
Yeah,
I don't like that we only got you halfway.
Hang with y'all.
Blaze, you want to plug your channel, your little lame ass podcast, and all that bullshit? Go ahead, man. Let's go. I'm the host. Let's do this. plug your nonsense to the people.
I'm gonna plug it. Absolutely. Listen, Solid Rev YouTube and Twitter. I'm about to hit 100,000. Yo, Rev's about to get a play button, people. Now we already got some plans to get it for him, so he thinks he's not gonna get it. But it's gonna
smash the play button.
Rev's about to hit 100,000 subs, bro.
And
he don't even try. Rev, my man's not even trying, and he's about to get this button. People would cry to get that fucking. They get fake ones on Etsy. That's how much he don't give. Anyway, Rev, congratulations to you, and I hope you upload more, bro. And I appreciate you doing the cast, and that's it.
Dude, we kept 200 people in the house all night long. You understand that? 200 of your viewers tuned in all night long. That's good. That's awesome. That's awesome. 200 people watching. That's big. Like, other podcasts get bigger numbers. 200 mother efforts. Put that into perspective. Put that into a room. 200 people.
Yep.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. I think what you were wanting, I think you have it. Now you just got to build, baby boy. That's it. Vic, you want to plug your channel, man? Plug your channel, plug your Twitter.
Yeah, I don't make anything. I'm not on anything. You don't need to follow me on Twitter. Trust me. I'm just here to help people out, man. I saw that Blaze has been consistent, and this is important to him. So me and Rev didn't want to let a week go by where there was no content out. Blaze has offered to have me on the podcast a lot, but it's very hard because I'm a dad now. So, but when I can be here,
beautiful baby girl too.
Yeah, when I can be here, I will be here. A lot of it's going to depend on when Blaze can do it because of his new schedule. The consensus in the chat is a lot of people were saying Saturday, but that's on Blaze's decision. But if I can be here, I'll be here.
What are you leaning toward, Blaze? What are you thinking? Saturday?
Listen, I want it to work for all of us. Yeah, it's got to work for me first and foremost, but if it works for all of us, that's great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I know that Friday is the no-go for Rev. He has a new schedule. Friday's not a possibility. So the only thing that would work for both of you guys would be Saturday.
Yeah, and it wouldn't matter the time.
Yeah. So if there are some Saturdays where I can do it, I will do it. The weekend is obviously easier for me than the week. But yeah, man, we'll talk about that behind the scenes.
Yeah, and let me just mention, listen, Big Cloud, if you're still there, if you're still listening, I want you to know something.
Man, that's funny. Go ahead.
Big Cloud, I know I bust your chops a lot. Okay, I don't miss an opportunity to bust chops. Listen, if you know me and the real dude, I am relentless. My boys will want to fight me. It is my job to piss you off. If we're in person and I see you getting emotional, I'm gonna lay it on thicker. Okay, so I want you to know it comes from a place of love. Okay, I know how you are. I know the type of guy you are. I know you ran this cast for Blaze when Blaze wasn't running it. I know you were organizing the topics, putting together the thumbnails. I know you booted a much bigger guest than Blaze at the time, and your show took a hit because you felt Blaze was in the right, and that takes principle, that takes values, that takes integrity. And I want you to know I see you, and it's nothing but love when I talk shit to you, my man. Okay, so I hope you don't take any of this shit that I say personally. You know what I mean? I think you got potential. I love that you're hustling your channel, trying to get big guests. You know what I mean? So I don't want you to think anything's coming from, because I feel like sometimes you're like, man, F Rev, man. I don't know who this sucker thinks he is. I'll F his ass up. You know what I mean?
Like
I don't want you.
shit.
I don't want you thinking that, dude. You know what I mean? I think you're one of the good guys. I really do. I think Blaze got lucky with you. But that it? We good?
Keeping yourself out, Rev. Say fuck.
Hmm?
Why you say F so much? Say you're so good at that, bro. You're good
Dude,
at that.
I got kids in the
I
house,
know.
man. You know what I mean?
Dude,
I gotta set a good example. You know what I mean?
I get it, bro. No, you're good at that. I need to like learn from that. But yeah, we're good, man. I appreciate it. 2 hours. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Mm-hmm. Good to go. Okay, now I'm gonna attempt to cancel the stream in StreamYard. If it keeps running, Blaze, that's gonna be a problem. Okay, because this is on
Shut
my
it down.
computer. Cassie Cage, it has been a pleasure, sweetheart.
Bye,
Blaze
guys.
4K. Make sure you watch
Bye,
it back.
everyone.
There's some good stuff in here that you missed. You may have missed. Okay, Vic, my man, I appreciate you as always. Chat, you guys are awesome. I really love that Blaze has a good following. I love that you guys are supporting the way you are in Big Cloud Gaming. Don't be sensitive, okay? Daddy loves you. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.